everyone, and welcome to today's video. So today is Vlogmas Day 12, and today's video is a really fun DIY, and it's making a DIY treasure candle. What is a treasure candle? Well, let's get going and I'll tell you what it is. Candle that had a secret in it that the person can find later on. So here are the instructions and here's what you're going to need. You're going to need some sort of pot to use as a double boiler. I have a mug that I've used to make candles before that all of it will go into. You will need wax. Now, there's several different ways that you can do this. You can either buy wax flakes, you can buy wax pellets, or you can do a DIY and buy candles at your local thrift store, which is what I have. I have a whole box of candles that I have purchased for pennies on the dollar that I'm going to chop up into little pieces and make a new candle out of. So you're also going to need a wick. Now, this was a taper candle that I have cut up that I have the wick out of. So, have a wick. You will need some sort of container. Now, you can do anything from a glass jar to a pretty tin, whatever you think. I've got just a cute little mason jar here, and I also have this really pretty Christmas teacup, and I think I'm going to put mine in a teacup. Don't know yet. We'll have to decide. You'll need some sort of fragrance. So this is an optional. Now, what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be using an orange essential oil, and I definitely plan to put a note on the candle that says that it was scented with orange essential oil, just so that in case the person doesn't like orange, or doesn't like a fragrance, or doesn't like, or is allergic to fragrance, sorry, lost my train of thought, they can decide to gift it on. Then you will need some sort of coloring if you choose. Now, it depends on what you want to do. If I cut up a blue candle, it's going to become a blue candle. If I cut up this white one that's been stained by other candles, not quite sure what's going to happen. I've got green candles. I've got little tea light candles. Got lots of candles that I can choose from. So I just have to decide which route I want to go. Then you'll need skewers or popsicle sticks, and that is simply to help hold your wick at the top of your candle. Popsicle sticks or skewer or pencil, whatever you want to use, is going to come towards the end when we put our wick in, because this of course will be gone. When we adhere our wick down to the bottom of our candle, we don't want our wick to move, so we'll wrap it around and it'll hang in the on the pencil on here. You'll see what I mean. Sometimes I'm not so good at explaining myself. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to play with sharp objects. Right, dear?
Carefully.
Carefully, I'm going to play with sharp objects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a knife. Sam got me a big knife out of the garage. And I have some newspaper right here, and I'm going to set up an area and I'm going to start chopping up my candles. So that is the first thing that we're going to do, because I'm going to tell you it takes a lot more wax than you think to make a candle. So let's get started. So here's what the candle is looking like. As you can see, there is a divot in the center around the wick. That is absolutely normal. It happens. So what we'll do is once it's completely cooled, we will chop up more candle, melt it, and then fill it in. So we'll also like trim the wick, and we will have our candle done. So you can see it dipped pretty heavy right in here. And then we'll just fill it up, and if you didn't know, if you were kind of paying attention, you'll notice like, man, like her mug was really full, and then she went and melted it, and then like there was like hardly anything in it. That's how it goes. And I opted not to show you my double boiler. It's literally a pot with my mug in it, and I literally let it sit there and boil. It's kind of hard to show you on the stove, so there you go. So we're just gonna let our candle continue to cool overnight, and then tomorrow we will top it off. We'll make sure it's all pretty and level, and it'll be ready to go. Little portable fan, I was actually able to cool my candle a lot quicker than I thought, so I was able to actually chop up more candle, and as you saw, melt and top off my candle. So I wanted to show you kind of what it's looking like at the moment. As you can see, I did fill it all the way to the top. It's got kind of a weird design as it's cooling, but that's okay. That just makes it unique. So what I'm going to do now is, you see where it's kind of bending right about here? I'm going to actually clip it right there. As it finishes cooling, because it's still a little warm, it may still dent a little bit. I may need to add a little bit more wax. Not how much I can do, because it's right level with my top now. So we will have to see what it's looking like later. I'm really, really happy. It smells like oranges. What I did end up doing is I did end up just popping the top of my orange essential oil jar and dumping it into this last part that I used to top off the candle. So, but as it melts, it will all kind of incorporate into the candle. So as you saw with the hidden treasure, I simply took a Disney pin. You can use anything that you'd like. You can use a necklace, you can use a pair of earrings, you can use a ring, you can use a keychain. You can wrap it in saran wrap as well. I just chose to wrap in foil. I took a Reynolds wrap sheet. I kind of tore it in half, wrapped up the pin first, and then I folded the pin up, and as you saw, I hot glued it together just to make sure that that seal stayed. We don't want wax getting inside of the pin and then having to scrape it all off. What I did, once I had some of the initial first candle chopped, I put the pin down up against the wick, and I kept pouring around it and making sure to press on hold that item down so that it doesn't float up to the top. You want it to be a surprise. It is a hidden treasure after all. Now I just put mine in a simple teacup. I got this at our local thrift store for 30 cents. I mean, perfect for the holidays, and it makes a great gift. And here's the thing, you can make a hidden treasure candle for any type of holiday. You can make it for Christmas, you can make it for a birthday, you can make it for Easter, and you don't have to use recycled candles. That's what I chose to use because that's what I had on hand, and it makes it a little cheaper to make. You can go to Joann's, you can go to Michael's, you can go to Hobby Lobby, you can go to AC Moore, you can go to Amazon, you can go to Walmart and buy wax flakes, soy flakes, the beads, the little wax beads, and do it that way. Totally 100% acceptable. I just was using what I had on hand to make this because it's something that I enjoy doing. It does take a lot of work. As you saw, a lot of chopped up candle did not make a whole lot of melted candle. It melts down very quickly. It melts into almost nothing. If you've seen some of my crayon cupcakes, if you've never melted crayons and made them into new crayons, you will know it takes a ton of crayons to make a small crayon. And that's the same way with making this candle. It took a lot of candle to fill just this teacup. And the teacup's really not all that big. So this is my DIY hidden treasure candle during Vlogmas 2021. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below, have you ever made a hidden treasure video? Have you ever made a hidden treasure candle? Have you made a hidden treasure bath bomb? I know that they make those. Have you done something like this before? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what your experience was. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for another day of Vlogmas. Bye!